Hallo, hallöchen Leute. Willkommen wieder zurück zu einem neuen Projekt von Genshin Impact. Und wir kümmern uns um ein neues Projekt. Wir werden nämlich nach Nod-Krai gehen. Und begibt sich auf eine neue Reise. Ja, wo ist denn die neue Reise? Ah, relativ nah an meinem Spawnpunkt. Dann gehe ich da erstmal hin. Ja, also ich habe mitten in Nordland gestartet, genauer genommen am Ende habe ich angefangen, Nordland zu begleiten. Und jetzt, Nod-Krai werden wir jetzt hier komplett begleiten. Aber erstmal muss ich hier ein bisschen gucken, wie wir hier überhaupt haben. Sakralik des Ewigmonds. Okay. Und das Event ist auch noch da. Interessant. Gut. So. Und kann ich das hier noch irgendwie wegmachen? Das rote? Nee. Anscheinend nicht, oder? Ja, es ist weg. Gut. Dann mache ich noch eben das fertig. Ja, das kann so bleiben. Ja, bestätigen. Zack. Zack, da haben wir auch schon direkt was gelevelt. Zack. Das klingt doch schon mal gut. Oh. Da ist ja wieder die einer.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
That is perfectly all right. My data indicates clear skies in the coming days. Current conditions for maritime travel, optimal. I'll be ready whenever you are.
Dann war los, auf in die Fluten. Willst du etwa nach Fontaine? Nee, Moment mal. Ach, ich weiß jetzt gar nicht mehr, was ich sagen wollte. Ah ja, in Nordland regnet es doch nie.
But are we really gonna set off without telling anyone again?
Ist das nicht genau unser Stil? Außer damit in Fontaine, als Charlotte uns folgte.
Funny you mention it. You'll never guess who Paimon saw on the way over.
Chinich?
Hey!
Oh.
You didn't seriously think we'd let you leave without a farewell party, did you? No chance.
Yeah, come on, traveler. We've already made all the preparations. And most importantly, how dare you try and slip away without first paying your respects to the almighty Dragon Lord!
Schon wieder auf frischer Temperatur. Ah, ich hatte gar nicht mal so eine Recht mit Chinich, da war er.
A little bird told us you'd soon be leaving for Nod-Krai. So, we asked Paimon to give us a heads up before the date of your departure.
Du warst es also.
You sure it's not time to think about changing that little habit of ours?
Don't worry, we won't keep you long. Besides, everyone's there already. Chaska, Ian-san, Auroron, even the Pyro Archon herself.
Na gut,
You're
dann.
invited too, Anefa. Shilonen has a special gift for you.
So eine Einladung kann man nicht so einfach ausschlagen. Und du, Inafa?
Accompaniment request accepted. Shilonen demonstrates excellent massage technique. My impression of her is exceedingly positive.
Wait, so robots like massages too? Or is it just that Shilonen really knows?
All right, enough with the chit-chat. Let's head to the venue.
Woohoo! Party time!
Oh, das sieht aus wie ein Fatui-Handlanger. Scheint ein bisschen verärgert zu sein, dass wir schon losgegangen sind.
Spit it out then.
They've set off.
Just as my calculations projected. About time I met this variable in person.
Lied des leeren Mondes, erster Akt, Tanz der Schneewogen und
You know,
weiter?
every time we head to a new nation, there's always a point where it suddenly dawns on Paimon. This is it. The next chapter of our adventure has begun. This time, it was the moment she realized she just polished off the very last of her Saurus crackers. Should have stocked up better at the farewell party.
Hä?
In other
Was?
words, Paimon has marked the geographic coordinates from 2 minutes and 40 seconds ago as the boundary between Natlan and Nod-Krai. This deviates somewhat from the official coordinates stored in my database.
Paimon meant more in terms of how it felt on a psychological level. Anyway, what about you, Traveler? When did it really sink in for you? Huh,
Was?
that actually kind of makes
Was?
sense. What
Huh?
about you, Anefa? Come to think of it, maybe we should be asking the other way round. So, when you came over to Natlan, what was the
warum?
moment you felt like you'd left Nod-Krai?
In that case, probably when my sensors could no longer detect the moon's power.
The moon? You mean, that one we can all see in the sky?
Negative. I was referring to... Huh? Here we are. Paimon, Traveler, we have arrived in Nod-Krai.
Oh, ging schnell.
Wow!
Aber warum läuft der Text jetzt automatisch? Ich konnte noch nicht mal meinen
Paimon,
Text auswählen.
Traveler, welcome to Nod-Krai.
Hallöle. Oh, der sieht wichtig aus. Oh, das ist, glaube ich, die aus dem Banner. Der sieht auch wichtig aus. Oder die. Keine Ahnung.
That must be Nasha Town up ahead! That's the place you were telling us about.
Ah, jetzt kann ich wieder von selbst drücken. Okay.
That is correct, Paimon. It is also the most bustling commercial hub in all of Nod-Krai.
Könnte das wirklich...
Oh! Sounds like the perfect place to start trying out all the local specialties! Huh? Is something up, Traveler?
Nö.
Paimon.
Hmm?
This is where our spaceship landed when Ether and I first arrived in Tevat.
Huh? Are you sure? But how come you've never mentioned that before? Seems pretty important to Paimon.
Well, because those memories are really hazy. All I remember is Ether waking me up and us leaving the ship.
Vor allen Dingen, was für ein Schiff. Achso, das erste Mal in Tevat. Also, das kann sein, dass das noch mal ein paar Jahrhunderte vorher war. Ich meine, wenn ich das richtig in Erinnerung haben, wurden die beiden von der himmlischen Gottheit doch getrennt und verprügelt und dann sind wir in Mondstadt
But
aufgewacht.
just now, setting foot on this land, I felt something. The kind of power I sensed in those moments.
Und seit wann ist die so gesprächig? Hat sich da etwa jemand Inspiration von Wuthering Waves geholt? Weil da ist der MC ja auch die ganze Zeit am Plappern.
Are you referring to Kuvaki?
Kuvaki.
What now?
The locals refer to it as Kuvaki. It is a unique elemental force found only in Nod-Krai, or rather, a pure, primordial form of elemental energy.
So ähnlich wie Phloxton?
That is correct. Another similar concept I have found in my database, legend has it that long, long ago, the moon that shines in the sky above us once rose from the land of Nod-Krai. Modern geological surveys and meteorite studies conducted in the region have since supported this claim.
So, when you mentioned being able to detect the moon's power earlier, you were referring to...
Es fühlt sich definitiv wie Phloxton an, aber gleichzeitig auch irgendwie anders. Vielleicht gehören beide zur Kraft der Lichtwelt, von der der Herrscher der Nacht gesprochen hat. Oder sie sind einfach eine ähnliche Kraft, nur die eine ist hell und die andere ist dunkel. Dieses Gefühl, kein Zweifel. Das ist dieselbe Kraft, die ich spürte, als ich zum ersten Mal Tevats Boden betreten habe.
Traveler, you're saying we might actually find your spaceship here? Do you still remember where it landed?
Ich glaube, in der Nähe eines Strands.
Nod-Krai is surrounded by the ocean. In other words, it could have been anywhere along its coastline.
Da war auch ein Berg.
Negative. Description still lacks sufficient detail to pinpoint.
Hey, it's okay if you can't remember everything right away. After all, it's been a really long time. Let's just do what we've always done and keep searching as we explore. Besides, what have you got to fear with your sidekick Paimon still here?
I'd be more than happy to help you out as well.
Our pleasure. Anyway, just knowing that your spaceship's here in Nod-Krai surely counts as a big step forward.
Like we've crossed another boundary?
Paimon couldn't have put it better herself. You sure are a quick learner, Ineffa.
Wenn wir das Raumschiff finden, könnten uns vielleicht die Flugaufzeichnungen weiterhelfen. Endlich eine Chance, der Wahrheit auf den Grund zu gehen. Irgendwo in diesem Land muss sie begraben liegen.
Well, as the best guide in the whole of Tibet, Paimon hereby does solemnly declare...
Moment, bevor sie jetzt weiter brabbelt, könnte ich dann das Raumschiff dann nicht selbstständig finden, wenn ich wirklich nur die Insel hier absuchen müsste?
Nod-Krai, here we come!
Möge die Macht mit uns sein. Das habt ihr gesagt. Na gut, da sind wir. Warte mal. Ah. Aber das ist hier doch recht groß, muss man gestehen. Naja, so groß auch wieder nicht. Oh, Heiland. Ganz schön viele Fatui. Ah gut, gehen wir mal weiter der Story hinterher. Gucken, was uns hier noch erwarten kann.
It just occurred to Paimon, if we were looking to put out a missing spaceship commission, or to learn more about Nod-Krai, wouldn't it make sense to drop by the Adventurers Guild?
The guild is located in Nasha Town. Simply follow this road and you'll reach it.
Oh, wir gehen erstmal zur Abenteuergilde, ist ja. Oh, da ist sogar eine
What
Reloculus.
into that is that?
Ich muss sagen, das Ding sieht dir in irgendeiner Weise etwas ähnlich.
Kinda like a Sealy, floating around in the air like that.
That is a kuhenki, a species unique to the land of Nod-Krai.
A Kuhenki? Does she have something to do with the moon, too?
Indeed it does. According to the Frost Moon Scions, the indigenous inhabitants of this land, the kuhenki, are said to be familiars of the moon goddess, leading those who walk in the moonlight.
The moon goddess? Don't all people here worship the Tsaritsa?
Although Nod-Krai lies on Snezhnaya's border regions, the people here have held their own unique beliefs since time immemorial. As I mentioned, the beliefs of the Frostmoon Scions seem to date back to the civilization of the angels. According to the documents in my database, even the 7 archons did not exist at that time.
Wow! So the origin of their beliefs goes back even further than the Archon.
Correct. At some point, you may come across some statues of their goddess. The Frostmoon Scions carved these as well.
Hey! Looks like she's floating away!
I suggest you follow her. The probability of an ordinary person encountering a kuhenki lies in the single digits. Many here consider them heralds of...
Aha. Also führen sie uns ein bisschen weiter zu schätzen, oder wie? Na gut, dieser hier wird uns wahrscheinlich zur nächsten Story führen. Das sind also die Reloculus hier in diesem Gebiet. Die sind ja hässlich. Na gut. Ah, scheiße. Wir gehen wirklich direkt weiter und er hat uns zu einem Schatz geführt.
A travel guide? Huh. It actually led us to something useful.
Es gibt hier gar keine Seelen mehr? Was? Oh, willkommen in Nasha. Investigationsprojekt für Buchhandlung Mimisbrunn. Eine Buchhandlung bietet... bin ich gar nicht
Are there
durchlesen.
any particular points of interest?
Nö.
It all looks pretty interesting to Paimon. If we have time, she'd love to see... well, pretty much everything.
Recalibrating route. If we keep following the current path, we will arrive at an area of scenic beauty. From there, we will be able to identify both the Adventurers Guild and several must.
Yikes! Why is Paimon suddenly getting the feeling that if she doesn't step it up soon, enough is gonna put her out of a job?
Nee, in der Fall wird uns früher oder später verlassen. Das ist nur kurzfristig so. Die wird ja uns nicht die ganze Zeit begleiten, wohl kaum. Na gut. Spazieren mit MNFH als Reiseführerin durch die Stadt. Ja, aber ich muss schon sagen, es sieht schon anders aus als in anderen Gebieten. Wow. Kann ich hier... Oh, oh Gottes Willen, kann ich da rein? Nee, kann ich nicht rein. Dann der Riese im Verstand. Na, da müssen wir ja nicht unbedingt mitsprechen, wenn wir nicht wollen. Ne?
Wow! Nasha Town actually looks pretty big from here. Feels a bit different than Paimon imagined, though.
Ein leichtes Steampunk-Setting.
Which aspects in particular deviated from your expectations?
Well, Paimon keeps hearing people describe Nod-Krai as an adventurer's paradise. So, she kind of thought it'd be a...
According to legend, there was indeed an era of peace in Nod-Krai's past, the age of the Fae.
Zeitalter der Feen.
Tales of those ancient heroes are still told today. One of the most well-known is that of the Lantern Fae. This individual performed many good deeds for Nod-Krai. The present-day Lightkeeper's nightly lantern patrols are, in part, a tribute to their memory. But then,
What happened?
there came a devastating abyssal calamity that swept across Nod-Krai, and for a time it was left desolate. Heartbroken by what had become of the land they had so cherished, that Fae extinguished their light, just as the abyss had extinguished all hope. Nowadays, the paradise people speak of is more of an aspiration, or an irony, perhaps.
An irony?
Today, no official authority governs Nod-Krai. In theory, at least, it is somewhere a person can do whatever they wish, and become whoever they want to be.
Also ein gesetztes Elysium. Also ein Elysium der Freiheit.
The Adventurers Guild is just over there, in Nasha Town's central plaza, and the flagship tavern is over that way.
Hey, what's that building over there? You know, the biggest, tallest one.
That is Aino's Blast Kuvaki energy cannon. It gets activated when the wild hunt threat level outside Nasha Town reaches a certain threshold. But according to the scan I just ran, the energy cannon appears to be malfunctioning, likely due to a recent
The wild hunt? Isn't that the abyssal calamity you mentioned that's specific to Nod-Krai?
Die wilde Jagd. Jetzt muss ich hier an The Witcher 3 denken. Stellt sie eine große Gefahr für die Menschen hier dar? Kommt das auch vor?
It is a phenomenon that has been occurring for several centuries now. Yet the time and location of wild hunt attacks are seemingly random. At first, it was more of an old wives' if you don't start behaving, kid, some night, the wild hunt's gonna come for you. Listen, do you hear that? That weeping in the fog? Those are the cries of a young woman being dragged away.
You're saying people actually hear things like that?
I have not witnessed enough wild hunt attacks to give a statistically sound answer. But the oldest legends say that all people saw was the ghostly shadow of a woman in the mist. It wasn't until later that it became a full-blown calamity.
Huh. When you put it like that, Paimon's really gotta hand it to Aino. Not only did she repair you, but she's even built...
Absolutely. Aino is very impressive indeed. Anyway, according to my schedule, it is time I took you over to the flagship.
Oh, sure. After all, we shouldn't keep Barca waiting. Well, Paimon's not sure if he'll actually show up at the bar this early.
Schauen die Leute aus Mondstadt Palma. Für sie ist jede Uhrzeit Tavernenzeit.
You're right about that.
Ja, stimmt, der hat uns doch einen Brief hinterlassen. Erstmal sehen wir uns diesen Stabschloss hier an. Ich würde da gerne in die Mitte reingehen. Aber das muss erst mal warten. Kann ich da auch rein? Nee, da können wir nicht rein. Da ist das Ding hier. Hier in der Mitte. Nee. Müssen wir noch weiter hoch. Um uns den Reloculus zu holen. Ach, die sehen in diesem Land echt am hässlichsten aus. Muss ich gestehen. Oh Gott, da komme ich, glaube ich, gar nicht ganz hoch. Nee. Also zumindest nicht mit ihr. Oder? Was müssen wir damit machen? Keine Ahnung. Ah. Muss einfach nur springen. Also, das Ding gehört jetzt auch mir. Ach, da haben wir unsere erste Quest für heute erledigt. Cool. So. Betritt das Flaggschiff. Ja gut, dann gehen wir jetzt zum Flaggschiff. Es ist unter uns. Okay. Die Stadt ist schon mal kompliziert aufgebaut. Ist nicht schlimm. Okay, hier müssen wir irgendwo... Hier müssen wir dann wohl rein. Ja. Gut. Hier. Boah, ganz runtergekommen hier. Flaggschiff betreten. Okay. Gut, dann lernen wir mal den Varka kennen.
Here we are, the flagship.
Varka told us to meet him here in his letter, right? Let's see. Varka?
Also hier sieht jetzt gerade keiner
No
besonders
matches
aus.
identified.
Huh. So he isn't here after all. Oh, guess we never did actually say we'd be arriving today. Hey, why don't we go ask the owner? If what they say is true, Varka's drinking prowess must have left quite the impression.
Wundert mich aber jetzt auch, dass er nicht hier ist. Hier sind Schätze. Ich wollte gerade sagen, warum kann ich... Hauptgeldziele. In der Anschlagtafel stehen die Details über die Kopfgeldziele. Über Hiewin, über Kairagi, über Kinnbrecher Haag. Diesmal nicht. Und das hat dann wohl was hier mit den Truhen hier zu tun. Dann können wir die wahrscheinlich öffnen. Also reden wir mal mit dem Barkeeper.
Well, well. If it isn't the ineffable Inefa.
Hello there, Demyon.
You know each other?
Of course. Inefa's a regular here at the flagship.
So, robots are into booze too?
Not at all. The energy conversion efficiency of alcoholic drinks is very low, and most of them are full of impurities. Still, I can affirm that your berries and fried meat deserve a solid 9.12 out of 10. It has Aino's approval too.
Funny that you should mention that. While you were away in Natland, Varka would come in here every day to pick up a serving of berries and fried meat for Aino.
Aww. He must have been worried sick that she wasn't eating properly.
Actually it's 'cause Varka found out that Aino went wild after Inefa left, gorging herself on snacks she normally couldn't get her hands on. So it was more... I think I might have just put my foot in it. Anyway, since you're back from Natland, these two must be the ones Varka mentioned. The Traveler and Paimon, yes?
Oh, weiß also schon Bescheid.
Yep, that's us. So, from the sounds of it, you must be a close friend of Varka's too.
Varka? Goes without saying. After all, he's the only one around here who's ever managed to stay standing after 10 rounds of the roulette special.
Paimon can't believe he's made such a name for himself. Though, guess it's hardly surprising how.
Weißt du, wo jetzt ist?
Right now? Must be somewhere near Anvantinyarvi. That's quite far from here.
Huh? Where's that?
It's a lake in the northern part of Nod-Krai. Word reached him of trouble brewing around those parts, so he took his...
Oh. So, we missed him?
Typisch Menschen aus Mondstadt. Kommen und gehen wie der Wind. Meinst du, braucht unsere Hilfe?
Varka knew you'd say that. So he specifically told me to make sure you stayed here and enjoyed yourselves. He sends his assurances that everything's under control.
Well, if he's that confident, guess our only option is to accept. Anyway, it's not like there's any special cause for concern. He is the Grand Master.
Exactly. Plus, not only has he booked you into our finest room, he's paid for it in advance, too.
Whoa! That's so generous of him! We might not have met yet, but Paimon's got a feeling that we'll get along with Varka like a house on fire.
Oh,
Aber
and by the way, he also asked me to serve up a portion of berries and fried meat for Anefa. That was prepaid as well.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I'm the one who should be grateful for your business.
Traveler, Paimon, why don't you go ahead and drop off your luggage? I can use this time to go pick up some components that Aino asked me to bring back.
Sure thing. Besides, now that we've got ourselves a map, once we're done unpacking, we might as well go for a stroll ourselves. Why don't we meet up again later?
Oh. So you no longer require navigational assistance?
nö.
No worries, we should be fine. We've got a rough idea of our way around town, so Paimon's reasonably confident we shouldn't get too lost.
Thank you. This translates into an approximate time saving of 30%, meaning I will be able to see Aino about 45 minutes earlier than previously projected.
Oh, right. You must miss her a lot, too. In that case, we better get a move on.
Aha, dann lernen wir ja auch bald die Aino kennen. Cool. Na, wo kann ich denn hier rein? Geh ins Gästezimmer. Ach, hier ist das Gästezimmer auch gleich. Du würdest rausgehen. Das soll das beste Zimmer hier sein. Was ist das für eine Vogelscheuche gewesen gerade?
Feels pretty nice having someone sort out our food and lodging for us, huh? But is this really the flagship's best room? It's pretty big, make no mistake, but it looks a little worn out, right? Though, to be perfectly honest, that feels right at home with everything else we've seen of Nasha Town.
Eine Stadt erwartet sich eine Wing. Wenn niemand dann nach einer...
You mean it's got something to do with Nod-Krai's history? Oh, that makes sense. But what exactly was this calamity?
Wen fragst du das?
Oh, should we try the berries and fried meat too? Paimon's getting hungrier and hungrier every time someone mentions it. Oh, sorry about that. Paimon wasn't watching where she was going.
Was machst du in unserem Zimmer?
Please, there's no need to apologize. If anything, I'm the one who should be sorry. Clearly, I shouldn't have gotten lost in my thoughts in the middle of a hallway.
Oh Gott, der sieht übel
Wait
aus.
a sec. Are you staying in the room next to ours?
Ah, quite the perceptive one, I see. First things first, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kirill Chudamirovich Flintz, but please, just call me Flintz.
Whoa, that's an impressively long name for sure.
Ah, is that so? Names like mine ought to have been fairly common in Snezhnaya, at least in the past.
Yep, you sure would be. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We've been to a bunch of nations already, but we only just arrived in Nod-Krai today.
Hallo.
What a rare honor it is to meet such worldly travelers.
Are you here for travel too?
If only I had the time to spare. No, I'm just staying the night.
Oh, so you're here for business.
That's certainly one way to put it. I'm a Ratnik of Nod-Krai, normally stationed near the burial grounds to the north. My sole cause for being here today...
Burial grounds?
Your surprise is entirely understandable. Most people cannot even begin to fathom the idea of a life surrounded. But if you've heard of the calamitous abomination that is the Wild Hunt, you'll know that in their wake they bring a host of souls tainted by abyssal filth. That...
Oh, so it's all about fighting against the abyss. Oh, sounds...
I thank you for your concern. But in truth, I've long since grown used to it. In fact, I like to think it rather suits me.
of gets it now. But even so, she is still pretty sure she could never get used to living in a graveyard herself. For one thing...
Oh, I assure you, there's no need to worry on that account. The kind of ghosts you find in Well, would you look at that? Who'd have thought we'd end up chatting this long? Must have... Forgive me, but I must excuse myself, for the time of my appointment draws near. And in terms I'm sure you'll understand, a lanternless Ratnik is like a mapless...
Oh, sure. In that case, you go right ahead. We won't keep you any longer.
Not at all. Should the opportunity present itself, I'd gladly continue our conversation another... You're always welcome to come visit my grave. I mean, the grave I stand watch over. Your visit would bring much-needed light to that...
Right. Well, if we get the chance...
Da kommen wir bestimmt noch früh genug
Then
hin.
allow me to wish you a traditional Ratnik's farewell. See you by the graveside.
Ugh. Jeez. What a weirdo.
Ja, da bist du auch ein schräger
Not to
Vogel.
badmouth him at all. In fact, he seemed pretty cultured, but at the same time, kinda spooky? Must be all that time he spent around graveyards.
Ist dir irgendwas Komisches an seiner Laterne aufgefallen?
His lantern? No, not really. You mean, 'cause it was broken?
Es war, als wäre da etwas drin.
Yes, you've always had a nose for stuff like this. If you're worried, you can always ask him the next time we cross paths.
Klar doch, dann wohl auf Grab?
Hey, don't you start spouting all that
Nun gut. Ja gut, Leute. Dann würde ich sagen, ich würde erstmal den Part hier beenden. Und wir sehen uns dann im nächsten Part. Ich sag dann mal, bis dann und ciao.